What's going on, people? So I won a raffle again. This time around, it was through Confirmed. That's where I got these. Sometimes I have to sit and remember where all this stuff comes from. You ask me in like 2 weeks, no idea. But you ask me right now, I might have a glimmer of hope that I'll get to the answer. Anyways, so here's the thing, right? These I saw them on the Confirmed thing, like I was saying. I'm not a big Home Alone guy or whatever, but they seem kind of cool. And after picking up those Midwest Kids Forum 84 lows the other day, I think the model is pretty solid. So I figured, you know what, let me go ahead and see what's up with these, see if this works out. And it did. But I think there's some other raffles that just ended today or whatever, or maybe yesterday. So hopefully, if you were looking for these and you tried one of those other sites or whatever, hopefully one of those came through for you because they do seem pretty nice. But we'll get into that in a minute. All over here on the side, there's all that stuff on the side of the box, because some people are into that sort of thing. But for me, it's just the side of a box, whatever. But anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about these things. Get this review knocked out. So a lot of crap to cover. You know what I'm saying? And before I do though, so normally I don't really switch brands or whatever. Like how some people wear like Adidas things with like Nike shoes or something. And I'm wearing a Nike shirt right now, and I was going to hold this review to another day, but then I was like, screw it, who cares, right? I was bigger than that. And also, the way I do my videos, you probably noticed that most of the actual video is covered by pictures or on feet things, so it's not likely to be noticed a whole lot. I think a lot of people just skip past all this stuff anyway. Anywho, on to this. This, like I was saying before, it is the Adidas Forum 84 low in the Home Alone colorway. Or I guess you could call it like some kind of white and reddish sort of thing too. Let's do this. Down across the bottom, what you're looking at down there, that's going to be just a typical red outsole that you see on a lot of things, right? Nothing too fancy about it. And so we move on up here to the midsole and all that good stuff. And, just standard stuff, right? It matches up with the rest of the shoe. It's a good color combination, I'll give it that. Though nothing that's going to just blow your mind. Oh, wow, this looks so cool. Anywho, moving on. So here's the thing. Taking a look at the overall upper of the shoe, where you don't have all this crap all in the way and you can actually see it. So that's kind of what we're up against here as far as what we're looking and all that stuff. It's got some cool things about it, some kind of callbacks to the movie and all that. You'll probably have a better idea of what those are than I will, because I haven't seen this movie since I was in like 4th grade, and even then it was on VHS, so it probably wasn't super new. So there's that. Just know that I'll cover it as much as I can, but don't expect, everything to be covered. Anyways, toe box. Down here, you got some pretty nice feeling leather, I must say, so I do like that. It's kind of being that sort of an off-white sort of color, so that's cool. Kind of matches up with, what you have over here on the top of the toe box, though the toe box does feel a little bit stiffer. I mean, to an extent, that could be the stuff on the inside, yeah, but it still does feel just a little bit stiffer. Still very soft, but, by comparison, I'm saying. Anyways, above that, you've got this little red strip going on here, same sort of thing, some thicker piece of leather and all that stuff. And you do see on the top and then also on the side the little burn marks from something in that movie. Had something to do with some fire. I don't remember what it was, but again, 4th grade, people, it was a long time ago. So moving back over here to the midsection or whatever. So you got these 3 stripes because that's a thing that you see on a lot of Adidas shoes, right? And so that's going to be in leather as well, and that's going to be red. And then behind that, you got this nice feeling material. It feels like corduroy. It might be, but the thing that throws me off on saying that it truly is that it's like super flat, which is not what I usually expect out of that. But either way, just know that you got some really plush material on the side of these things. So that's pretty cool. And it does extend all the way back up here. You can kind of see that. You probably did see that. Probably didn't even point it out for you. But, it's a thing that I do when I'm doing reviews. And then under that, right, you got a little bit of stitching here. I don't know if that goes with anything from the movie or not. And then under that, you have the Adidas logo and all that stuff. And once again, this whole panel here, it's going to be, again, some very nice feeling leather. So I do like that like a whole lot, right? Really makes these like totally worth the money that they asked me to give them, whatever that may have been. Now, moving back just a little bit further from there, right, to the back end area. So this part, what you're going to have there is just going to be the M. I believe that's just like the McAllister family emblem or something. Or maybe it's just a fancy M just for his name. I don't know. But you got that going on. It's kind of shiny. And then above that, you have this thing, this little hoop that kind of makes me think of like the things that you hang like stockings from or something. So maybe that's what it's supposed to be like or whatever. Or maybe it's just another thing about the movie that I don't remember. Because again, I saw it a long time ago. I know a lot of people are like big fans that watch it all the time. I'm not on that list. And one thing before we go getting back over here to like the laces and all that stuff, because this is kind of in the way. So you do have this little hang tag type thing going on. So these are just like these little rubber feeling patches. So you got one that says Home Alone, and then you have the other one where he's got his hair dryer and an iron. So, and they're not plugged in, so he's not gonna do a whole lot of damage with that unless he's like physically strong. But he was like 6, wasn't he? So how strong could he be? Like seriously, they should have taken that house, no problem. Anyways, moving back on to what we're actually kind of talking about here. So the lacing area, right? So down around the lacing area, it's going to be lined with some leather that you kind of saw from before, same sort of quality and all that stuff. And then you've got some very plain laces, right? Everything else is super high quality. Then of course the laces, you can only do so much with those. But they did fine by choosing the right color, at least in my opinion. And so then at the top of that, you do have this here strap, right? Now on both pairs, you have a strap. It's just that on the inside of one of these, it's different than the other one, right? So this one, it's going to be plain. They both have the same Adidas style on the front end there, where it's kind of like torn or whatever, so you can kind of see in there. But on this one there, if you look in there, it says, "This is my house, I have to defend it." So there's that for you. In case you were curious, there's a slight difference there, right? And then behind that, and I'll get better pictures in when I do like the actual video, behind that you have this rug sort of material going on, right? This like wool or whatever. And this one says Home Alone, the other one just has the Adidas logo, right? Slight difference there. So past that, now I'm gonna have to go and kind of take this apart just a little bit to get down into here. Behind that, on the actual tongue and all of that, that's gonna be leather as well, kind of like the outside of the shoe. And then the back area of that, and which we'll get into here in a second, is going to be red, normal cotton type, whatever is on the inside of shoes, right? But the one thing I do need to do is get these little paper things out of here so that I can show you these insoles. But also, because I just remembered by grabbing this here shoe, if you want to decorate the shoes just a little bit, you do have that option, because they do give you these little lace, I guess they'd be considered lace debrays, right? You can probably put on multiple ones, but this is a little bag of things. You got the fan and an iron and a fire extinguisher and a van, and you just got a bunch of stuff, right? So you can put those on your shoes, do whatever you want to do. I would leave those off personally, because I feel like that just wouldn't be a good look, but that's just me. So let me go ahead, get this thing opened up so I can show you what these particular insoles are looking like, because I can't really get a good picture of them from the outside here. And now it's going to be, wow, those are like, you know what? I'm not taking those out because they want me to work a little extra hard for it. And I'll just try to get you whatever pictures I can, because they have like some adhesive on there. Not doing it. I like you guys and all that. Well, I like a lot of you guys, but you're just going to have to make do. So on these two, right, some of the extra ones, you got these two dudes, whatever someone just told me what their names were, because I did the unboxing on Instagram Live the other day. So I was like, oh, that's so-and-so and so-and-so. Obviously, it didn't stick. So anyways, you got those two dudes, right? You got Iron Face and Flamehead. So there's that. And then over here, you have Featherman and Door Guy, right? So those are the things that you have if you don't want those other insoles that you kind of have to work a little bit to get out. But past that, like I was saying, on the back of the tongue and all that good stuff, you do have just like your standard red and all that. And then that's going to be matching up with what you have on the standard sock liner. And then as far as the insole goes, this one looks like it's just like the battle plan. And then this one is more along the lines of that same thing. It's kind of like, what do you call it, like a blueprint of the house or whatever. So that's it, right? As far as like the visual component of this here shoe. So now that we've done what I believe is everything, we're going to move on. I'll give you some personal thoughts. Then we'll knock out the sizing and on feet. And then we'll be done for this. These are looking pretty all right. Like I was saying in the beginning, I was never really a Forum 84 low guy because I just never paid attention to them. But having picked these up and having picked up that last pair, like they do some pretty good things. Though to be fair, those are collabs, and those tend to go a little bit further into like the premium sort of quality stuff than your normal things. So if I ever pick up just a standard pair that just hasn't been the right colorway, maybe I'll have some different thoughts. But so far, so good as far as my 84 or my Forum 84 experience goes. And all the stuff that they put into these, like the little extras and stuff, I don't want most of them. I don't care that they're here, but it does add to the value of the shoe. And when they still come out to like, was it like 120, 130 or something? Like you can't really argue with that, right? I mean, you get some very nice feeling material. You get some extra crap that you can put on your shoe and look weird if you want. So that's okay, you know? But I'm just saying, like, for the price they ask, yeah, I am totally cool with the way these things came out. And, like, even if you just look at it just as, like, the colorway of the shoe or whatever, even that is solid. So, all in all, I'm not trying to oversell it because, like, as I always say, I never do. But this is definitely one worth having gone for, you know? I'm not going to say it's worth paying whatever resale prices may happen to be. But I would say, if you like them, you know, hopefully you got them. And I think that is about enough out of me as far as like how I feel or whatever. So we're gonna move on, and like I said, we'll do part 3, which is all the size and the on-feet and stuff. I bought these in a 9.5, which is a thing that I do a lot of, and they fit exactly like I expected them to fit. I will say that, you know, which is true to size for those of you who are not sure how to make sense of that. But I will say that you might want to loosen them up just a little bit because in the middle section, like on the top of your foot area, right? They do feel like they're a little locked in there. You know, I mean, you can loosen up the laces and kind of deal with that. And it feels, and then somewhat you kind of feel that down at the bottom where that red strip is. But I think that's more one of those things that I'm just going to have to wear these a little bit to have that really broken in or whatever. So I'm not going to say to go up half a size or anything, but it's something to consider, right? You know, for me, these are working out just fine, so I'm good. But you, I don't know, you may or may not be. But I will say they overall, for the most part, dimensions-wise, feel a lot like the other forums that I have. That Midwest Kids set or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so as far as like the comfort and stuff though, the midsole is nothing amazing, right? It isn't. You can look at it and tell that. So it feels okay. You could walk around in these for an extended period and not really hate it. But the thing that helps them overall is the upper piece, right? Because those materials that they put into that, the materials of the upper really help make the shoe overall more or less comfortable. In this case, more comfortable. So that's pretty cool. It's one of the other perks, I guess, to getting like one of the shoes where they go a little deeper into making sure it's quality, right? So I will say that. But yeah, true to size is my suggestion. Very comfortable as far as like the upper and stuff goes, but mediocre at best for the midsole. I think that kind of sums things up and should give you enough time to kind of see these things in all their plain glory. Now that we've done all that, that was phase 3 of the video, so now we're good. So, from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I feel like I should say like go Hawks or something, but I don't watch sports. I don't care if they win or lose. I'm from Iowa. That's why I wear this stuff. Anyways, that's it for me. I got another video to do about some cool gray 11s. So that's what all the cool kids are talking about, right? No pun intended. So, later people.